Hey, welcome back to Money Matters. I wanted to walk you through one of the best pieces of investment advice I ever received. It involves sunny days, Vegas, and some golf, so let's get into it. This spring, I was out in Vegas. Shout out to AP, home of the hole-in-one, earlier this year. But the day after the hole-in-one, I was playing Circuit, which is on the other side of Las Vegas with epic views of the city. I'm on a dad and lad trip with my dad, my cousin, and his dad, getting ready to watch some hoops in the first round of March Madness the next couple days. But we're on number 10 at Circuit, and I thought, hey, great opportunity to ask for some wisdom from my father. So my question was, Dad, hey, what is one piece of advice that you could give me going forward in life? And so his response was, anytime you find yourself in conflict, consider the other person's point of view. I thought that was a great piece of advice. We all find ourselves in conflict one way or another, or tension, some of us more than others, and we all have our moments. But anyhow, regardless, I started to apply that filter to some of the tensions or conflicts that I've had throughout life, and an investment story came up. It's a great story. It's one I've shared with a lot of clients. But before we get into it, let me hit this shot. So we're at Circuit, number 10, overlooking the city, and I'm taking this in, and I started thinking about my first investment account, right? And it was a Roth IRA. I opened it when I was 18 years old with some money I made bussing tables at Outback, put $500 in, big money to me then. And then the dot-com bubble burst, and my 500 turned into 400. And I went in, and the advisor was my dad's advisor, who actually later brought me into financial services. I sat down with them and said, hey, Mr. Advisor, when we opened this account, there was a lot of enthusiasm. I thought this was gonna help me retire, but my 500 is now 400. And his advice was, well, you should put another $500 in. And being a saver, I thought, that's gotta be the worst idea I've ever heard. That's throwing good money after bad. So I did not take his advice. I left frustrated, down 20%, went home. A few months later, I went back, made another appointment because my 500 had turned into $250, not 250 grand, as the bubble was full send bad, and 9/11 had now happened, and I had gotten a $95 annual account fee, and I was considering just cashing it in, taking whatever I had left. And his reply was the same as my father's before I went in, because of course I was venting. And both of them said, hey, you need to think long-term. You're not going to use this money for decades and decades and decades. You should put more in. You've made some money since then. You should reinvest and move forward. I did not take their advice, and I still regret it to this day. It's not missing out on any fancy IPO. It wasn't buying Ford at $1 during the '08 crisis. It wasn't a lot of things. It was I didn't stick with the plan. I found myself in conflict. I was given great advice, great wisdom, yet I did not take it. And it's the one investment decision I look back on in my career, kicking myself still to this day. So the moral of the story is, there I was at 22-0, wisdom nothing, and only $250. And I had two of the wisest men in my life giving me great wisdom. I was in conflict because I was frustrated, thinking very short-sighted about what had happened in the near term, and I declined to take their long-term advice. So I would just encourage you, whether it's with investing or anything else in life, right, always consider the other person's perspective. Anytime you find yourself in conflict, you may still be in the right. I would just urge you to consider the alternative perspective before proceeding. Now let's make birdie.